Good morning. Good morning. It's Saturday. So you know what time it is. It's coffee time. I hope you guys got your coffee. Something. You know what I like to drink when I get a chance to? I used to work at the gas station and I would work in the mornings. So I could try any coffee I wanted. But what I really felt good about drinking in the mornings was going up to the cooler and getting a V8, getting an ice cold V8 and cracking that baby open in the morning. I don't know if you're a V8 guy.
I don't like red sauce. Okay,
Okay.
I don't like red sauce on pizza. I don't like tomato soup. My grandpa used to drink V8s. Like he was like, "Oh, this is the good stuff,"
Hmm.
and like it missed me. You know what I mean? It missed my generation. It skipped over me.
Yeah, there's a joke about V8. Whatever's on the conveyor belt gets mashed up. So how do you get all this different and it comes out red? So supposedly, if you put the vegetables together and you was to make a homemade V8 drink, it's not coming out red. So I'm always interested on that one. And Tommy, let's see what he says. He says it's called tomato biscuit. Get it right. What?
Bisque, tomato bisque.
Bisque. Okay, bisque. Thank you,
Yeah,
Rye.
you're good. As a French word.
All right, so we got. I'll just gonna put the link down here below. Because it's early. We still got everybody coming. But I got a story here. It's more of an article, and it's just really just somebody just writing a bunch of trash. But it seems like the narrative is they're trying to trade Mac Jones from the Patriots, and the Patriots are now having some beat writer write a story about trying to trade for Trey Lance, and I
Oh
don't
my
see
god.
that happening at all. I don't.
Oh my
I might see
god.
the Niners moving off of Trey Lance, but why would you trade him for Mac Jones? I just that was the
This
hot topic this morning.
this is why you got to watch out for these people in the media that are so cozy with teams. You know what I mean? They might come out here and write articles like that for a team to try and like put it in the lexicon, you know, aka marinara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, marinara, marinara. You know that's where it
Mm-hmm.
comes from, mariner, because it's mariner sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's mariner sauce, not marinara sauce. It's mariner sauce, but they say marinara, mariner. So yeah, that's where that comes from. But I think people are just doing like teams dirty work for them half the time with these things. Like, how is this getting any kind of traction? Like people in Boston are like, "Oh yeah, the 49ers would go for that." Who thinks the 49ers would go for that?
That's a lot of hoping. That's like me saying, man, I hope the Packers will trade us Aaron Rodgers. That's not really going to happen. We'd really have to trade him like really something substantial, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That like what everybody's saying, him going to the AFC is more likely. It's not going to be him in the division or the conference. They don't have to worry about him. So for us to go and trade Trey Lance to the Patriots, I could see that because he's not going to be in the conference, but to acquire Mac Jones, I mean, maybe they could throw Bill Belichick in there too, or something like that, or maybe carry a Super Bowl, trophy out, I mean, something. I mean, we can scratch off the Patriots name, I'm sure, but I don't think these writings are, these articles are doing much good for either team or fan because people are just getting hot. Some people are getting really, really hot. But hey, good morning, John.
Morning.
So, what do you think of that article? You think it's just a bunch of trash, or you think somebody's just trying to get famous, or what's your thoughts?
I've said it a million times. I don't pay attention to articles, so I can care less what they write. Plus, also, I don't want to tell somebody they get paid to write an article, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, you need to get your green, you need to get your cash, get that paper, so you got to write something. So that's how I look at it.
yeah, I
But you
agree.
could
Some of these articles are just to, be articles. They're supposed to be entertaining, and if you don't take too much stock or heat into it, and just remember, it's not official yet. Nothing's official. But when it becomes official, and these guys can go back and say, "Hey, I wrote this like two months ago," that's always interesting. That's We'll see, because I just don't see us trading Trey Lance, and I know people keep on saying it's a potential possibility, and if it happens, okay, I'm wrong, but I see us keeping him after April. I see us keeping him in August and starting. The only reason he wouldn't start is if he gets into some major argument, with the coaching staff and the team inside, and we're not going to know about that until after he's gone. So.
Right. We got Damian Lee in the building.
Yeah. Hey, I got a cowboy joke. I'm going to drop that for Damian. I found it just today. So we'll do an early joke. Let me bring in my guy. If you guys don't know.
David McNiner.
What's up, fellas?
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, hope you got your coffee cup. We were just talking about the article that dropped this morning. And it's just an article, but there somebody in New England's trying to say that the Niners were willing to trade Trey Lance for Mac Jones now. And I am like, no, come on. This is never going to end. Even after these guys are out of the league, they'll still be saying they should have traded, or there was speculation. No.
You see Tommy's
what it is the New England fans realize that Mac Jones isn't it. And they're like, we need a quarterback with more upside. So it's just speculation. Get clicks, buddy.
They're putting stuff out in the lexicon. Maybe somebody in the San Francisco management's like, oh yeah, Mac Jones, we wanted him before. Let's kick the tires on him. Now, I don't see them moving off from Trey until they at least know what they have in Sam Darnold, and they feel they can get better comps for Trey. I don't want them to move off of Trey. I think Trey might be the guy, but we don't know anything yet. But I don't want them to do any kind of knee-jerk reaction movement. You know what I mean? Like, out of everything, let's make sure we get this Trey Lance situation correct, please. Got so much capital involved. There is a high reward here. To rush this along and make snap judgments and do something just because you think it will help you in the next 15 minutes, that's not something I want to do. I would rather hold on to him and get less capital, finding out that he isn't a guy, than to give him away, to trade him away for the peanuts, essentially, and then have him, be the answer to our prayers, but on another team. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I don't see him trading him, especially for April, because we're going to take the hit, like I think what Jason was saying last night, and that's just not smart for the Niners to do it.
Especially when you need somebody in that position for the season.
Yeah, we don't have anybody right now besides Darnold, and unless he's like been, something happened, maybe he stood around some sage or called the Ghostbusters or something. I mean, like, I don't think the guy's trash, but we can't put all our stock into one guy. That's why they went out and got Sam Darnold, so we'd have two guys. If you eliminate Trey, then we're back to one guy, and unless they go after somebody really cool like DTR, and he's a project too, so why would you bring in another project unless you're trying to just stay cheap at the quarterback? But we still have years with, Trey Lance. We have years with Brock Purdy, and Sam Darnold's not that expensive. So I don't see them trading or cutting him unless something tragic happens, like he gets into a fight or something really bad.
I think with Brock Purdy's injury, you can't make those moves like that. You know what I mean? I just think it's not prudent to be moving off of any quarterbacks you now have on this team, especially with Trey Lance, when you're talking about you move him over, you move him to some other team, right? You're going to have cap hit. You're going to do all this. Then you need to go out and get another quarterback also at that point in time. And now you've paid Trey Lance all this money to go be on another team. So then we've got $3 million in the coffers. We're going to need $700,000 to sign our rookie class. That means right now, without any more restructures, we'll have like 2.4 mil. Who are we signing on 2.4 mil that could give us some kind of advantage like Trey Lance does? Nobody.
Just Just play out his contract at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really glad we got to
You
talk
never
to
know what's gonna
Jason
happen.
because he was able to break it down like that. $100,000, like that's what it's going to cost for our rookies. So we have 11 picks. We don't have to keep all 11 picks, but I don't see us trading up higher to get, a better player or, a player at a, lower number. That's just going to cost us more money. We do good with thirds. We do good in the fourths and the fifths. And we do really good in the seventh round too. So
Everything from the
Bryant,
fifth on.
I'd say we do good from the fourth on. I don't
Mhm.
think we have a great history in the third round,
No.
but I could see us trading up for a player that could potentially be the future at like left tackle.
Mhm.
I could see us trading up for a guy kind of like that Blake Freeland guy, and he just matches our system. He needs to work on his footwork. That's a big knock on him.
But technique you
But,
can work over with coaching.
He does though. He matches our system. He's big. He's got a big wingspan. He's athletic.
That's what coaching.
Needs to put on 10 pounds and work on his footwork.
Yeah,
But
coaching.
the Niners,
that.
the Niners met with a defensive tackle out of Texas, Keandre Coburn. So this guy, he's your typical run stuffer. Has a burst first step. Not fast. Athletically, he's not gonna climb up anyone's boards. But being 6'2" and 344 pounds, that guy is thicker than a Snicker. He qualifies for thicker than a Snicker. Yes, he does.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
good morning, Korey. Good morning, YTC.
Good morning.
And
Yeah, morning.
Korey.
But yeah,
Good morning, everybody.
You sure that's not Vince Wilfork you're talking about?
Are you talking
Dude,
about a defensive
measurable
tackle?
wise, that's
He's
kind
talking about a
of close.
defensive tackle when he was talking about an offensive tackle?
That's right. Hey, the trenches, baby. That's where you win games.
Yeah, that's
is in
where the
trenches.
games are. Yeah, you clog up the run and protect the run.
Bebop has a point. We do need to draft a safety at some point to develop behind Gibson, learn the defense. Work with Steve Wilk, because Gibson is 33 years old and he was iron retirement after this season. So we all know that's upcoming.
We might have a guy. We've got so many people on this team that we brought in on free agents that can play different positions. I'm not so sure that we might already have the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this might be a part of Steve Wilkes' thing. Like, some of these guys, they're not banking on the draft. You know what I mean? They're looking at certain free agents, and I think he might be like, if we draft somebody or not, I know this guy, this free agent, I can move into safety next year if need be. So I think that's what we got going on the team. So I'm not saying we don't draft one. I'm just saying it might not be a high pick because they might already think they have their solution already on the team. So therefore, that pick kind of gets dropped down a little bit more because it's not as, important. I guess they could do things because you're getting edge. You know what I mean? If we get one or two edges, that's going to take some. You're not going to get the edges late, so you're going to be using your higher picks for them. So that might if they go double edge, that might take out a safety and knock safety down to like the 5th or the 6th round.
Hey, CarCast, I'm real sorry, man. I'm going to upgrade to the StreamYard. I'm still getting used to this and new to it. And once I upgrade, I'll be able to have a little bit more people on my panel, but I can only have like 6. If you want to hang out in the chat, if somebody drop that later, then I'll bring you in. But
I will say this draft class is very pass rusher heavy. I'm not going to lie. Along with corners. I think I'm in this draft.
We got a lot of feedback coming from somebody. A lot of outside noise.
Is that Korey? Korey looks like he's outside right now.
I don't know.
It ain't me. I just muted myself and it was still going.
It's not me because I'm on my computer now. It's been weeks now.
We can see when you're making noise. You got the little ring.
Yeah, it's you, man.
I think it's you, Korey. That's not a big deal. You want to come back in?
Yeah,
that's fine too.
shout out to Rudy and Jim Everett the Great. That's why my stream name is what it is. Just to remind you
Jim
guys.
Everett the Terrible?
Oh, did you hear? Oh, so last night I won a Steve Young card.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice.
And then Joe's like, I'm gonna send you this Jim Everett. And I was like, oh yeah? He's like, so next time Jim Everett comes on your stream, I want you to just put up the card and rip it right in front of him.
That's funny.
It's hilarious.
That is funny.
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, the Rams made it to the Super Bowl in like 1979, and if it wasn't for Joe Montana and Bill Walsh, they probably would have made a little run right there. But things could have been different.
Nah, you want to get Jim Everett pissed? Rip up Kurt Warner Greatest Show on Turf card in front of him, I guess. Or Marshawn Falk works.
Marshawn Falk was good too. I think he was originally drafted to the Colts, and they made a trade.
Yes.
No, but he won a Super Bowl with them, I think. But yeah, it was part of that Greatest Show on Turf.
He was probably the biggest reason why they won that Super Bowl, because he was nasty. He was doing all the work with his legs, and then even when you could get Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce open, he was just cutting people up on a checkdowns. He was nasty.
Oh yeah.
But then unfortunately, after 2003, when he made the cover of Madden, the curse actually, so he was one of the first victims of the curse. I think he tore his ACL or whatnot. And then, he wasn't the same after the injury.
Falk was the first one to go 1,000 yards receiving and catching after Roger Craig, I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because he was very dynamic. I still remember the tight end Rams Super Bowl. I think that was a better Super Bowl than the Patriot Rams Super Bowl. I don't want the Rams to win, but either way. Steve McNair, shout out Steve McNair. He was a really good quarterback. So, and when he went to the Ravens later on too, he did really good there too. So.
McNair never got the credit I think he deserved.
No. Air McNair. And then whatever happened, that's tragedy. He found in a hotel room.
What happened to him.
What?
I liked him. Like, even though he wasn't a McNiner, I liked him.
Did you know how he supposedly there's two stories. McNair was found in a hotel room with a bullet in his chest, and his girlfriend or business partner, but the female in the room that was found with him was also dead. So we don't know if she shot first or he shot or if it was staged. And
the mistress, unfortunately.
Because it sounds like the room got kicked in and somebody actually shot him. And
so the girlfriend killed him, and she killed herself because apparently he was going to go back to his wife. And
exactly. She was a mistress. Yeah, that's why.
It was his girlfriend. Basically, he and his wife were separated. He was dating. She took care of the kids, and something happened. And the way the body was found, basically, again, I am not a forensic person, but she was the cause of his death and her death. So it's sad what happened, is what it is, but it's a sad way to go.
Yeah. I think the best way is probably like the way Elvis died on the crapper. Die on the throne. Then there's no cleanup. There's no mess afterwards. You're right there. We can always only be so lucky, right? And that's just me joking. But hopefully, when your time comes, you are where someone, your family, or someone.
I want to die with my pants on. I'm just saying.
Have you seen that? When you're dying,
I don't care if you got to clean it up. I just want to,
Have you seen that when you die, you can be buried and they can grow a tree out from your ashes and stuff?
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
What do you mean?
So they make like a pod. They take all your remains
and then put it into the pod. Yeah, and then bury you underneath.
You know why the redwood, the sequoia redwoods, why forest fires are so important there? Because it cleans off the underbrush and it creates a nice fertile soil. And what is the soil? Why is it fertile? It burned everything. You got a whole bunch of carbon just laying around. So yeah, it's
a cool idea. I showed Tony it a couple of years ago, and she showed me the other day, and I'm like, that's cool. So I think we're going to look more into
do you know
that.
what potash is?
No.
Potash is essentially potassium ash.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you use that and you put that on things, and that's potassium. That's one of the RPK. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. The K is potassium.
I got a little one. She's trying to say good morning. So I'll pop around real quick so she can say good morning. She got a donut this morning.
Hi.
Morning.
She got a donut. What kind of donut?
We like going down to 7-Eleven before the show starts because I've noticed.
Hey,
I've noticed if I
I got
brew my
one
coffee,
2 blocks away from me.
if I brew my coffee before the stream, my power gets all weird. So I've been going down to 7-Eleven for the last couple of days, and then they got the Simpson donut down there, you know, pink and sprinkles. So that's what she gets. So shout out 7-Eleven. Maybe a future sponsor coming soon. Hopefully,
Future sponsor.
I hope so. Give us some free Slurpees
Right,
for
I'm gonna
life.
make it happen. I'm gonna call them, and you'll be sponsored by. That's my promise.
Hey, we could do it. We could do it.
You get sponsored by 7-Eleven and offer the free Slurpees for life.
Hey, John, if you don't come through with that, you're getting canceled. Just saying. You can't just dangle out in front of people. Free Slurpees.
I don't understand that word. It makes no sense to me. I'm like Dave Chappelle.
I don't know. Dave Chappelle's uncancelable. Us, not so much. They've got enough money and
you can't
not
be
enough
canceled
hair.
unless you give a fuck. That's how I look at it.
Well, unless you got enough money, you got to understand. You got to have enough money, and you got to not give a damn. You know what I mean?
I'm not the richest guy in the room, and I still wouldn't care if people felt a certain way.
Dave Chappelle's Rick James version, his episode, his little clip of that's really funny. But you guys ever remember Mad TV on Saturday?
Oh
yeah.
You guys remember Stewart and Mrs. Swan?
Yep.
Those are the ones that I love.
He look like a man.
Yep.
Oh, pool boy. Oh, pool boy.
You remember Cabana Chat? You remember Cabana Chat? Pauly Shore came on that one time
with something Waxworth.
Her skin looks like leather.
Yes.
Lower expectations.
Lower expectations. Eric. 304. Eric.
Man, they got to bring that back. That was a really good show.
Una guave, base cheese, una guave, base cheese, official shank.
Shout out Mad TV, Spy versus Spy. Love that one too.
Shout out Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee. Oh my gosh.
That guy was hilarious.
Very funny.
He still is.
Oh.
He's got a podcast.
Yes.
There's Angry Friends, I think it is one of them. He's on Tiger Belly with his ex.
Yeah, Tiger Belly.
Tiger Belly's good.
Yeah. He's funny on it. He's really funny. I think I seen him on the Joe Rogan show too one time, if I'm right.
Yeah, I like Joe Rogan, the MMA announcer or the UFC announcer.
All right, so let's swing back to football. All right. So if we only have to spend $100,000 for players, and like Ryan was saying, we could potentially have like 2.4 million. What do we have to do to get Yannick Ngakwe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yannick Ngakwe. I guess if I want him, I need to learn how to say his name, huh?
Yes.
That'd be a selling point, like, hey, call up the agent and say, hey, we really like your guy, but can you sound out his name for me? We're really interested.
Hey, we would really like him on his team, but is there any way we can just call him by like a nickname? Like, does he go by Jan?
Yeah.
Or Gok? Can we call him Gok? You know what I mean? Like.
So, hey, Joe was talking a little bit last night too, and I kind of thought we don't want the guy, and he kept saying, "Why don't you want him?" So The Seahawk player, he was on the Chiefs. What's his name? It's not
Frank Clark.
Frank Clark. Yeah. What's your guys' thoughts on him?
Well, we you know what? We need a mean guy on that D line, and we just don't have one. And he 100% qualifies as an a-hole, mean guy. So I think a 1-year contract would be good, but I don't see him being with us long term.
Supposedly he hates us, so I don't even know why we're talking about it.
Well, he was a Seahawk of the start of his career, and then they traded him to KC.
Oh wait, if this is true, what Tommy just said, I'm down with Tommy. I don't want to. I'm not for players like that. Sorry, let me bring.
I didn't know he beat his wife. Yeah, that's definitely like I'd rather take
Yeah.
somebody with a gun charge over beating your wife any day.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I don't.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
like that.
I know, like, and maybe that's why he's been cut so many times. He's a good player. He's barely 27, and I was telling him, well, why does nobody want him? And if that is true, that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, I got David down below, and I'm sorry, David. I got to upgrade my StreamYard and CarCast. If you guys want to hang out, that's cool, but I can't bring anybody else on right now. So I do appreciate you guys coming, and we'll try to get you in if someone drops out. But we're gonna do an early show. Not gonna go too late. Hey, Korey,
Bryant,
what's going on?
you could let one of me. I have to go do some things before I get ready for my show.
All right.
With No More Sports.
All right.
Ryan?
What time is your show?
10:15.
All right. Everybody make sure you go over there and check out Korey at Lockdown Korey Davis and No Border Sports. All right, Korey. Thank you. All right, I'm going to bring in CarCast. He was waiting a little bit longer. Thanks, CarCast, for waiting.
What up, CarCast?
Yeah, no issues. It's fine. What's up,
Yeah,
bro?
I know. Do you have the free version? That's why you don't get to bring 6 people in.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It's
got
all
the
good.
free version right now.
I can give you the essential plan, which is very, very cheap. Maybe that will help out.
Yeah, we could talk about that a little bit maybe later. You can message me on Instagrams. We can, because I need a little bit more. I got to talk to some people that know some stuff. So, David, you were saying something before we drop Korey out.
What's up, CarCast?
What's up, YTC?
So what
Yeah,
do
I
you
was just
think,
watching the
CarCast?
Mad TV. Now, because Brian brought up Mad TV, I was watching Mad TV in the background. This one clip.
Ah,
I was watching the
What do you
Triple H as Harry Potter one with Stone Cold with Sin Lasso.
The best one is Clops, where they do the clay animation of cops, and Paddington the bear is in it. I think it's the first or the second episode that they did Clops. But Paddington the bear is exposing himself to people, and they go to throw him in the jail or in the car. They shut the door on him, and he's sitting there freaking out. And they're like, "Oh, what's his problem?" And as it pans away, there's a blurred out part getting stuck outside the door.
Oh,
He was
wow.
Exposing himself,
Ouch.
and they shut him in there.
Ouch.
all right. So we got a good question from my lovely assistant. If you guys didn't see her, she's sitting on the side on the panel. She's kind of wanted to sit on the side panel for a reason. She definitely wants to be part of the show. So shout out Tony, my wife. But she came up with a good question. So it's kind of like an over-under question. So this is going to be, we're going to start out with everybody. But Javon Hargrave sacks. He had 11 sacks in 2002. 22. His last year, 13 sacks. Over or under? So this year, do you think he's going to get more sacks or less sacks than he did with the Eagles? Now he's a Niner. 11 sacks is a lot. That's a lot of sacks. I know Bosa got like 19 or something like that. So
Yeah.
what do you guys think Javon Hargrave's production is going to be with the Niners this year?
I've probably
sack
gone
led?
under on that one.
Under for Hargrave
Okay.
and him because Nick Bosa is going to be the leader.
And the Eagles, they had a great defensive line. They had 5 guys that could get rush the passer. Niners don't.
Okay, so we got 2 unders, 11. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going to take the under.
I'm gonna say push.
Yeah. I think so. I think he could get 12 or 13 because they're going to have a lot of. You can't block everybody. Sooner or later somebody's going to get free and tired. So, what do you think, John?
I'm gonna say probably under 11.
Under? Okay, so we got 3 unders. All right, David, what do you think?
Well, are we talking draft picks?
No, we're talking Javon Hargrave. Do you think he's going to get more than 11 sacks this year with the Niners? Because that's about what he got with the Eagles last year. Or do you think he'll get under 11?
I think he'll be under, pretty close, but under.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they put him on the side with Bosa, you ain't blocking. Yeah, you ain't blocking both those guys. So,
No.
and Bosa's going to get somewhere in the mid to high teens more than likely. At least I hope.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you're not going to be blocking both those. He's probably going to be seeing a lot of double teams too, being on the inside. So I'm going to say, just under.
Mm.
I think he's going to push. I'd like to see him push. Ryan and me are saying push. Everybody else is saying under. So that's cool. And then my next question is about Tayshaun Gibson. He had 5 interceptions last year. Is he going to get more than 5 this year, or do you think he's going to get less? I think he could get at least 7. So I'm going to say over.
I'm going on the over.
Ooh. I'm gonna say push. I'm gonna say push because you got Hufanga back there, and now we're actually getting Steve Wilkes in, and I could see Hufanga's play ascending right this upcoming season. So,
We also got that other guy from the Panthers, Miles Hartsfield, who worked with the Wilkes as well. So
that might be so our special teams coverage unit didn't, they're not the greatest. They're not the worst, but they're not the greatest. And I'm honestly thinking a couple of those guys were brought in to improve our special teams coverage unit.
Yeah, I could see that. But it depends, I guess, on the injuries too. Because if the injuries happen, then they're going to shuffle players. But with Gibson, I could see him making more than 5 interceptions. I would be happy to see him with 7. I think that's a good solid push, and I think that's something that he could realistically achieve. So, all right. I was thinking, like with the Niners, if we get more turnovers this year with the opportunities that's coming with the upgraded line, hopefully we don't really have to rely on our kicker. So I'm thinking even with us going with a rookie kicker or somebody with an unknown, if you look at some of the Super Bowls that we've had a kicker for like 1 season, or the season after he was really bad. And some of the seasons that we went to the Super Bowl, like the last 2 Super Bowls, we've had good kickers. So I'm starting to think maybe if we shift away from having a really good kicker, even though I like kickers, we will have to depend on our offense in other ways. So maybe if we start going for it on 4th down a little bit more often this season, maybe that'll be the deciding factor. Because I know people say when you run the ball, you kill this much clock. So that's exactly what we need to do. We just got to keep killing the clock. And when we do take the deep shots, don't let the ball hit the ground. We got to keep the clock running. So if you guys had a choice, or you could say, hey, Kyle, I suggest this. What would you suggest? One suggestion for the team or his play calling or any suggestion. Maybe the Niners should, have a different color Gatorade in the locker room. What do you think, Ryan?
Oops, I was muted. I think he shouldn't. One thing, I just don't want him to run Trey Lance into the ground. It's one thing I asked this season. Don't run him into the ground. Real easy.
I agree. What do you think, John? What would you ask Kyle, or what would you suggest to even Jed York? Anybody that, can make a difference that you can suggest something to?
If I am able to make a suggestion to Kyle, John, Jed York, I would say that be more decisive when it comes to their decision making. Be more serious about winning games. Be serious about, having the right personnel, and don't be a player's coach. Be a head coach, and like your goal as a coach for Kyle is to win Super Bowls. Be that coach to win Super Bowls. Do what you have to take to win a Super Bowl. When it comes to John Lynch, basically tell him just when it comes to drafting players and any high draft picks, first, second rounds, if you don't want to draft, like move down and get more picks for the future. So if you're able to trade for a top tier player that we really need that will get us over there, do that. And when it comes to York, be an owner, be an NFL owner. Don't be a businessman. Be an owner of a sports franchise.
So when you say like I would want them to be more serious about winning games, can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like what? Because if I was listening to that, I'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean more serious? Because we win games. So you know what I'm saying? Like, what would you say to them? Like to maybe soften the blow, or help them understand your point when you're saying I need you to be more serious about winning games.
So in the last couple of years, the Niners have started off slow. Last year, the Niners were 3-5, and we made the playoffs. But you cannot start like that. So you need to take every game from week 1 to week 18. You need to take every game like it's one and done, because the games matter, positioning matters. We had to go to Philadelphia, to the NFC Championship game. Like you want to make it easy on traveling. You want to make it easy on your players. So when it comes to winning, win the games. Like don't be like, all right, we'll start slow. We'll be 500, and at the end of the year, we win 10 games in a row. No, let's win games from week 1 to week. Of course, we're not going to win every game. We're not going to go 17-0 and go perfect in the playoffs. Just win as many games as possible. Last year, we should have beaten the Falcons. No excuses. I don't care if Bosa, was hurt, if our offensive line was hurt. Find ways, get the right pieces. Players are going to get hurt. Figure it out. That's what I mean. Be serious about.
Thank you, because that's what I was thinking you meant too. Is just start out faster. Because I believe they're serious, but there's been some issues where maybe we can lose this game because it's beginning of the year, and I agree with you. You got to go more into a factory, and you have to look at the situation and say, hey, we need to take every game serious, because we're not guaranteed wins at the end of the season. And yeah, they've been pulling them out of the rabbit hat, but you can't always do that. And I appreciate that. Carcast, same question. If you can ask anybody in the league, not the league, anybody in the Niners franchise, and suggest something to them, what would you suggest, and who would you talk to?
One suggestion I would probably give to Kyle is maybe bring back the outside zone. Stop running McCaffrey into the ground, because I feel like a big thing with Kyle that you can't figure out from the past couple of years is he falls in love with one player way too quickly. He traded for McCaffrey, and now he's using him. He's giving him like 20, 25 touches, 30 touches a game. I'm like, can we please have a rotation? Can we please have a good, efficient running game, when we get our first downs, we're always ahead of the stakes. We don't put ourselves in situations where, we have to treat every down like we have to think of the next down every time we convert. Like if it's like a third down, we have to, we have to think about what we're going to do for, first down if we convert it. Like Kyle doesn't think like that. He overuses his players. He overuses McCaffrey, runs him too much. With our running game, just bring back the outside zone. Be efficient on first down.
Who's gonna hit that edge on the outside zone. I don't think we have somebody on our team who can consistently get to the edge like Raheem Mostert did. Like even Christian McCaffrey's probably our fastest back as from what I've seen. And he doesn't hit the edge. He always cuts in before the last wide receiver. And one reason why Mostert was so good is he would get that edge. And once he gets the edge, everybody's pursuit angle's off. And that's how he was able to get 10 yards a clip. I don't see us having a guy in the system like that. I've heard rumors that there's a guy in the draft who might be able to do that. But as far as we know it right now, we don't have a guy who can consistently get to the edge and really make the outside zone that threat that we once had. So I don't know if it's really, if you don't have the personnel for it, why would you try to concentrate on it more?
I'd have to say, like Ryan's right. I don't see us having somebody who can get outside. Breda could do it. Mostert could do it. Breda couldn't do it as well as Mostert. And the reason Mostert took over is Breda would fumble. So once he fumbled, that was it. That's why Carlos Hyde was off our team too. He dropped that pass. So we have to have somebody that can, hit the edge. We have Debo, but he wasn't healthy at certain times. We have Ray, and he was shown that he can do that. But it's kind of like difference. It's a running back and a wide receiver. When you know you're wide receiver coming around,
they're getting that sweep. They're already up to speed. The running backs are doing it from zero.
Yeah,
and that's why you need the guy.
Yeah, that's why it's a little bit of difference because it's not the same play there. You have to have a running back that can explode like Mostert. So like last year when I seen that they were running with Christian McCaffrey up the middle the whole time, I thought, okay, well, why are they doing that? Well, Mitchell's hurt, but why weren't they using somebody else? I can't explain why they weren't using somebody else because we had Mason and we had we had two other running backs we could use.
Mason,
and I know
TDP was
TDP and Mason. TDP and Mason. And Mason, you guys seen he could run, but for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe it was that play with Purdy and him taking off, and the exchange was different in the backfield. Maybe that he just doesn't know the offense that well, and that's why Kyle wasn't running him. But I'd like.
That was in the preseason.
No, it was in. I believe.
Oh yeah.
It was in the Chiefs
garbage
game.
time.
Yeah, I think Chiefs game. So, but regardless, it's one of those things. It's like maybe he just needs to come up to speed. But I would like to see, like you said, Carcass, a rotation in the backfield. You can't give it to CMC every play.
Yup. Yeah, and I'm just saying, if you run CMC right into the hole, I mean, if you keep doing those inside runs, I don't really see him actually gaining yards on first, like in that Dallas game, in the divisional playoff game, like they were just running CMC up the middle. There was really no efficiency in the run game. There's no rotation either. So, I mean, they've got to figure out the run game. Use the pieces we have, stop overusing McCaffrey, and just, stop falling in love with your players too quickly because you've got guys on the team that can produce and have an impact, but you're just not giving them opportunities.
Who's Karen Clown?
What do you think, YCC? If you could say something to your Giants, your New York Football Giants, what would you say to them?
Come again? I've just been quiet all the whole time.
You'd ask them to come again?
So the question is basically the question is basically, if you had something to say, or you could say one thing to the Giants organization, any person, owner or coach, what would you say to the Giants to help improve them as a fan and something that you'd like to point out and maybe see them correct?
Just get a number one receiver and also build the interior defensive line. I don't ask for much, really.
Okay, she's saying 3 wide receivers. So if you ask for 1 and you're not asking for much, I mean, you could ask him maybe get you 2 at least, But I hear that. And yeah, your Giants team is built in the right way. David, what do you think? What are you going to say to the 49ers?
Jed York needs to get more ice baths and improve our facilities, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Kyle, why haven't I seen you go quick slant offense against good pass rushes?
Right.
That's what teams do to us if they need to move the ball on our defense.
Yep.
I've seen it enough times. Kyle supposedly is an offensive genius. Why don't I see these quick slants? We have, Jimmy. Look at his throwing range. He seriously could have hit some quick slants. Maybe he was afraid of, Maybe he was afraid of James and his love for throwing to the linebacker. You know, you never know, right?
That
But
could be.
at the same time, you know, we had Brock Purdy, and he still didn't. You know what? Why aren't we seeing this up tempo, quick slant offense that
Ice baths.
you know the defense, no matter what they do, can't get off the field? You know, he's supposedly an offensive genius. I need to see that.
Mhm.
Yeah, why don't we go no huddle?
I agree,
more?
Bebop, and I'm gonna end it on that. I gotta do a use of XFL stream in 15 minutes, so I gotta go head on now. It's nice having you guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey, YTC, thanks for coming on, man, and have a great Saturday.
you too.
Later, ITC.
That's a great point, David. That's a really good point. And Brian, I think you said it too. Why aren't we going more no huddle? The only thing I
In
could say
certain
is
situations.
they're just trying to use as much time as possible. But I still
So
see you going
you
no
you
huddle
you,
and not
you
rushing
don't
the
have
football.
you don't have to speed things up when you go no huddle. What you do is you get out on the line and you make their defense have to get in their stances, and then you call out the play, and then you let the clock run down like normal, and then you hike it at the last second. And then what you're also doing is you're not letting them make change out personnel. So you're keeping those guys on the field and keeping the tired ones in. I don't understand why we don't use that to our advantage at certain times of the game. You know what I mean? Like, why, when we're trying to score going into the half, are we not doing something like this to make sure that, you know, make the other team have to call timeouts? Like, when you come out in the third, why not just go to like a hurry up offense where you essentially your no huddle offense? So keep them out on the thing. You're still burning clock, but you make them have to take timeouts so they can get fresh guys in there. And then they don't have that in the fourth quarter. They don't have those timeouts in the fourth quarter, or at least one of those timeouts, maybe two.
Only thing I could say is maybe they've tried it in the past, and I know you can't always live in the past. Sometimes the play works and sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes if you fail, you need to go back to it. Maybe not right away, but I have seen them try to score at the half and it blow up in their face. I think they really like getting the ball at the second half, third,
Oh, yeah.
fourth quarters. I think that's if they get the ball back in the third and fourth quarter, I think it's just one more like pat on their chest. They're like, we got this. It goes into their game plan. But I would like to see them be a little bit more effective with the ball too, and hold that. If they want to keep the ball, run that clock down, and then do it in the ways that you need to, like keep your personnel out there. Like I think you've said it. We can have 21 personnel, and we can just stay out there with that formation because we're gonna have different people coming in, but it's the same players that are in. They're just lining up at different spots on the field because essentially, your fullback could be a wide receiver, or tight end could be, spread out and whatever. But I agree. Let's try to keep these guys on the field a little bit longer. Okay,
What's up,
David.
everyone? Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, no worries, man. How you doing?
Good. So, same question to you, sir. If you could ask anything to Jed York or Kyle Shanahan, suggest it to the 49ers, what would you tell them to do as an improvement? What would you say, hey, try this out and maybe it might work?
Oh my God.
Maybe fits oh man, that's a good question. Man. Maybe get say work on the defense maybe. And the defense could get, I know the defense already number one. So, or maybe get a better quarterback. And we could go to that Super Bowl and win it this time. And just go all in.
So basically, you would come up to Kyle or Jed and say, just go all in.
Yeah, just go all in.
I'd say it too. I'd say you guys got it. You got all the money in the world. You can do it. You got the talent. Just go all in. Whatever you need to do.
Yeah, just go all in. Yeah, might as well. They got the team already. They got the number one defense. Mm-hmm. All we need is that number one quarterback. And just go all in. I would.
Would you go all in even if we turned into the Rams?
Oh no. They're trash. They're trash.
Well, I thought you liked them.
Well, the reason
No.
I'm asking is like if we did
Yeah,
become,
David, isn't that one of your
maybe not-
LA teams that you follow?
No, I don't.
The Lakers, the Lambs, Lakers Lambs?
No,
Yeah.
not the Lambs. Not
The
in
Lakers
football.
Lambs? Okay.
I go for the Lakers, Dodgers, and Kings, and
Why did you
But
do
no.
why do you do all that? Disrespect
I-
San Francisco teams like that.
I just like the 49ers.
Nah.
Anyway,
Well,
Yeah,
Bebop, I think wants to go all in, and I think he wants Trey or Lamar. What would you
Trey
say?
for Lamar.
That's not
Yeah,
saying
I
he's
would.
asking us.
I would.
Yeah. You do it. You trade Trey for Lamar.
Hell yeah.
No. That's something a Rams fan would say.
And I'm
I'd say,
I'm not a
I'd
Rams
say
fan.
hell no. I'd say hell no because when it comes to reading defenses and doing actual quarterback things, no. I mean, Lamar's a running quarterback, straight up.
Yeah, he probably get hurt too.
That's exactly it. He takes a lot of hits. He doesn't slide. We don't. No.
Yeah,
We went through four
I agree
quarterbacks.
with you, David. I agree with you.
Yeah, we went through 4 quarterbacks last year, and
I'm
Lamar
sorry, but
would hardly ever hit the field.
if you've seen Lamar Jackson throw, he does not have good accuracy. I'm sorry, he doesn't. He really doesn't. I'm sorry.
So what about Aaron Rodgers?
Nah, I mean, I don't know.
Dude, we don't need that hippie. I mean, he eats mushrooms and hangs out in dark closets for 4 days. We don't need that
I don't even
around.
think
I
Kyler
think-
did with Bodwell.
I
His
think Brock Purdy could win us a Super Bowl. I could feel it.
Maybe get the offensive line fixed. You know,
Yeah. So I think how Brock Purdy played last year. How he played last year,
I would have
if he
to say-
didn't get hurt, I think we will be in the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't have the offensive line
I think
to block edge rushers like Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was just a bad play. I don't think they would have got at him the whole game. I just think whatever happened that position, that play call, he just got overloaded, and the
They
athlete
did it
made the
twice.
play
They did
there.
it with Tyler Croft and did the same thing with George Kittle. Twice. The same guy.
It's just one of those bad circumstances. If Brock Purdy would have thrown the ball 1 second, faster, sooner,
Or if he would have
maybe
stepped
he would
up,
have gotten hit. Or stepped up. And then there's the whole intangibles. He's short, so that's why he couldn't step up. He's got to, step back a little bit. So it is what it is. I think Lamar doesn't have the same arm that Trey has. I think Lamar throws a lot of ankle balls. You always see is like wide receivers or players going down to try to catch the ball before it hits the ground. So I think what you're saying,
Yeah.
accuracy has a lot to do with it.
All right,
with
Brian.
Lamar,
I'm gonna go.
age-
All right, Brian. I'm gonna go
All right, John.
get ready for a Korey stream. Like I promised, I was
All
gonna
right, John.
watch your show. You guys.
All right,
have a
all right,
great
Jon
day.
Jay. You have a good day.
Hold on, Corey has a stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10:15.
Oh,
So we're
that's-
gonna wrap this up real quick because I want everybody to be able to go check out Corey. Corey and who's going on with him, Ryan?
Me.
Ryan is.
So we'll have to go check that out. But yeah, I just think Lamar's not. He for the price, he's not going to be fitted for the Niners. He's fast. He's really, really fast. But I just don't see the Niners. Why would you go 21 for Lamar? Lamar wants more money. He's already got the attitude. I just don't see it.
What about Kirk Cousins?
You like that?
Lamar like a DTR quarterback. No, he's not gonna win us. No.
I don't think he will win us a Super Bowl, but he knows Kyle Shanahan. He
I don't wanna
been
bring
with him.
anybody in. I don't want to bring anybody in if they're not going to win a Super Bowl.
Can we just stick with Trey and see how he does, and put a good offensive line in front of him?
Yeah, I want to see how Trey Lance does with all these weapons we have.
Can we just give him a chance, man? At this point,
Please.
Yeah, let's give him a chance.
Please.
I
Just
think
give
with that,
the
guys,
kid a chance.
I think with that, the panel has spoken. We want to see what Trey's got. So as long as he's on the team moving forward, I think we should just keep our eyes out. Keep looking for those spiral videos. They're going to be coming.
With Patrick Mahomes, that's crazy.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I seen that one.
Patrick Mahomes was definitely there, and that's cool. I don't know how much he got out of it from talking
Good
to
on
him.
Patrick
I'm sure he
Mahomes.
said
Good on
something.
Patrick Mahomes. That's a really good look on him.
I hope
Well-
he took some notes by Patrick Mahomes, whatever they talked about.
Think about this. He's also working with Patrick Mahomes' coach,
Two-time
Patrick
Super Bowl
Mahomes'
champion.
personal coach.
Oh hell yeah!
So, and it honestly, you know, from the videos I've seen, he's tightened up his throwing motion. He's got that quick release that all these people are like, oh, he got this slow, clunky release. Yeah, he doesn't anymore.
That's a tight looking spiral. That's
Exactly.
a tight rope.
I mean, all these people, the knocks they had on him, all the little stuff they're picking apart, just they're not there right now. So,
Well,
and this upcoming season, he has this chance to prove something to the coaching staff. Hopefully, he does. Hopefully, he takes the job, you know, and runs with it.
I think he's going to beat out Sam Darnold. I have no doubt about that.
I don't think
All right, guys.
Sam. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Go ahead.
He's trying to end the show.
I don't think Sam Darnold knows the playbook. When he knows the playbook, maybe, you know. So he has to.
I'm going to Korey stream.
He has to know the playbook.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. This is one of those shows that, you know, it's always fun to talk, and hope everybody was able to bring some coffee. And again, you know, it's just opinions. We're having fun, friends talking. I threw my joke down at the bottom. I'm going to read it out to everybody. And it's just a joke. So, you know, if it hurts anybody's feelings, I'm sorry. Remember, if it doesn't make you laugh, maybe this right here, you know. But anyways, why doesn't Toledo have a professional football team?
What is it?
All right, you guys ready? Because
Oh,
because
that's awesome.
then Cincinnati was one.
Yep, and supposedly they don't have one already.
I like that one.
Yeah, but you know the Bengals are a good team, but you know I'm sure they'll clap back at that, of course. But you know, with that, guys, you know, go 49ers! Thank you everyone for coming
49ers!
On.
Thank you for Brian for having me.
Go
and
check out Korey's show; it's starting soon.
Ryan,
Thanks,
David, and Carcast, and Brian. You guys have a good day, and see you guys next time.
Go 49ers and F the Lambs.
Yeah, F the Lambs, they're trash.
Yeah, screw the Lambs.
Okay. All right. See you later.
Wait.
All right, later.
On the Carcast.
Oh, what's up, man?
Lawrence, you're catching me at the end. I didn't want to leave
at
you
the
hanging.
end. I know, man. I've been watching the show for like the last maybe 15 minutes.
I appreciate it. I'm going to send you the link again. Doing good. I'm going to send you the link again next Saturday.
Again, man.
Yep, and we'll try again.
I'll be there.
But we're going to go ahead and end the show because
brother.
Korey's gonna start a show here in a couple minutes. So please go check him out, and I'll look forward to seeing you over there in the comments.
Check out Korey.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Go Niners.
Go Niners.
Go Niners after Lambs.